Welcome back to Trailer Trash Flips. My name is Mac, and I barely sell things on eBay and Mercari these days and try to make a little profit. Today is Tuesday, and I've got 4 orders going out for a total of $59.09. The first item going out is a 2-pack of Advanced Silicone Scar Gel. These sold for $11.09 plus shipping, and they came from the bin store for 50 cents each, so I've got $1 into both of these total. Next, I sold a vintage 1980s Tomy Little Van Gogh's stencil thing. Probably some of you may have had this when you were a kid. I know I had one. And it's one of those things I really wanted to keep, but I just don't have a lot of use for it. Really, I just wanted to keep it for nostalgia's sake. But you open up this yellow top and you put, there's 3 ports, and you can make like custom vans with it. But anyway, pretty cool. I picked it up in a estate sale for I think it was marked $3 and it was 40% off, so I paid, like $1.80 for it, and it sold for $15. I took a best offer on it. Next, I sold a Crockpot lunch crock 20-ounce portable slow cooker. It's basically just a little mini crock pot that you plug in. And this sold for $15.71. I picked it up at a garage sale for $3. As a matter of fact, I picked this up from a garage sale in my ex-wife, the one that I actually like. She called and told me there was a community sale. So when I went out there, as it turns out, it was definitely the worst community sale I had ever been to. I picked up this from one of the houses that was participating. There was a second house that was participating that had absolutely nothing, and she was also selling some stuff, and I picked up a few things from her also. But yeah, I expect a little bit more out of community sales than basically a whole community with only 3 sales going on. And the last item that sold is a Power XL stuffed waffleizer Belgian waffle maker. This sold for $17.29 plus shipping. I actually purchased this for myself. I thought it was something kind of neat that I wanted to have because I am a kitchen gadget junkie. I think I paid $20 for this at Kohl's. Make sure there wasn't a price on here. No, but I think it was $20, and it's been sitting for probably over a year for sure, and I haven't used it yet, so I'm probably not going to use it. So I'm technically losing a little bit of money on this, but with the limited amount of space I have, and being the fact that I'm a kitchen gadget junkie and I have a lot of kitchen gadgets, which I'm going to show you something in a second that's going to kind of reinforce that, I'm just glad that I was able to sell that, and it sold pretty quick, just in a couple days. So that's all the sales that I had going out, but I did make an order from Mercari. Now, being that I primarily sell on eBay, I checked eBay first for this item, but really the listings that I saw for it were just too expensive. So I went to Mercari, I found one there, and I had, I think, $8 in my account in Mercari that I could use towards it. Unfortunately, Mercari sends out like these $10 credit things, and I had just missed that by a couple days. But in the end, the item was listed for like $9.03, and after all the fees and shipping and everything, it ended up being about $19 and some change. But even at that, it was still cheaper than what the sellers on eBay had it for. And with this particular item, I wanted it to be brand new, and I'll tell you why after I show you what it is. It's a Dash Mini Pie Maker. So I don't need to tell you again, I'm a kitchen gadget junkie. And a lot of these small Dash items, look, they're not really built, I mean, they work, but they're not going to be built for many years of use if you're using it on a regular basis. And one of the issues I have with these is the non-stick coating tends to wear off quicker than you might expect. And so for that reason, I wanted to purchase one of these brand new. So hopefully that the non-stick coating wouldn't be scratched or already worn. Because on a lot of these little items like this, where there's contact with the non-stick, like where the lid will close and hit the bottom, it'll start wearing off really quick. And I'm kind of a believer in that the non-stick is not really that good for you, and I don't want it in my food. So that's why I wanted a new one, and I did find some that were a little bit cheaper on eBay used, but this one on Mercari was brand new. The seller shipped it out within 2 days, and it got to me within 2 days, which I'm very satisfied with. As a matter of fact, when I'm done with the video, I need to go rate that seller so they can get paid. I'm not sure if these are discontinued or not, but I know on the Dash website, they showed out of stock, and everywhere else, all the big retailers online, they also showed out of stock. So I don't know if they're just temporarily out of stock or discontinued, but I did want to get one just in case they were being discontinued. That's just going to make them harder and more expensive to get. And I like the fact that I'm supporting people like myself who are reselling on these platforms. Now, the truth of the matter is, I do buy some items on eBay. I said before that I have a carpet cleaning business, and a lot of the parts that carpet cleaning uses are proprietary to carpet cleaning. Like, some people may think that like pressure washing fittings and things like that will work for carpet cleaning equipment, and they don't. Carpet cleaning has very specialized equipment. Not everything, but a lot of it is. And the closest distributor to me is about an hour away. So it's going to make a minimum 2-hour round trip for me to go and buy parts, especially when I just need a couple small items. Luckily on eBay, there are some companies that sell the kind of parts that I need. And believe me, I replace a lot of parts on my equipment just because they tend to wear out. You have lots of high temperatures, high pressures, and these parts can only withstand that for so long before they tend to give out. So I do try to buy as much as I can on eBay just because I sell on that platform and I want to support other sellers who sell on it. I did finally get some items listed on Facebook Marketplace, which is something that I've been saying I wanted to do, and I just haven't done it. I mean, I really don't even have an excuse, or at least not a good excuse. I just haven't did it. When I have extra time, I list things on eBay. So I finally got 4 items listed on Facebook Marketplace, and one of them showed a lot of interest right away. It was a Ninja Creamy Ice Cream Maker, brand new in the box. Another item that I had bought and I figured I would use, never used it. Now, I got it on sale at Costco, so I want to say I paid about $120 for it plus tax. I listed it for $120, knowing that they're a little bit more expensive now than when I bought it. I had one person lowball me to $100, which I was going to take that, but they said it was not the deluxe model that their wife wanted. A couple more people had asked if this is available and all that nonsense that they do. One guy said, "Hey, is this available?" I said, "Yes." He's like, "I want to get it." And he pretty much bought it that afternoon. I had to drive out to work that evening anyway, so I just went and met him on the way there. The other 3 items, I've seen some interest in 2 of the 3 items. One of them really nobody's sent any messages or anything about. But on one in particular, I've got a guy really trying to lowball me. I've got it listed for $75. It's brand new in the box, and it's a Ninja flip toaster. And from what I could tell, these are about $120. And he, first of all, he tried to lowball me to $30. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then he keeps begging me to sell it to him for $40. Well, I may negotiate a little bit, but I mean, he's coming in originally at like 55 or 60% off, and I'm just not going to do that. So I think I'm just going to have to block this guy so he'll leave me alone. I also have a really nice set of ceramic, I guess, dishes. One is like a gumbo server, and there's 4 gumbo bowls that has like crawfish and stuff on it. I've seen some interest on that, but I'm getting a little bit of pushback on the price. Now, I have it listed at $125, but I'm completely willing to negotiate on the price. I bought the set from an estate sale, and I think I only have $18 into it. I had someone who offered me $75, and I countered at $90, and we were kind of at a stalemate on it. So nothing has been done on that yet, but I am kind of liking Facebook Marketplace, and I would like to get some more items listed on there. Today is Wednesday. I've got 7 orders going out for a total of $69.71. The first item is a set of vintage Clairol 20 instant hair setter rollers. I picked these up from an estate sale for $2.50, and these sold for $20.44 plus shipping. Now, something very funny happened with this earlier. I had bought 2 sets of these identical rollers from that estate sale, and I often refer to my listing lounge, which is really just an area in the corner of my living room where I have my desk set up. I have all my scale and box cutters and shrink wrap and all that stuff to be able to list my items, because I list here in my eBay room when it's not so hot, But when it's hot, I do all my listing in my living room, aka the corner of my living room called, well, what I call my listing lounge. But anyway, and I've got my TV mounted up there where I can watch usually YouTube while I list. But anyway, I had the one set of these that I hadn't listed. I cleaned up this set. I listed it, I guess, last week, and I just didn't feel the need to rush into getting the other ones cleaned up and listed. So I had finished up listing all the items I had there to list. And I'm like, well, let me just go ahead and grab these rollers, and I'm going to go ahead and get them soaking in the water to get them clean and have them ready to list. Do you know, not 30 seconds later, I got the sale for these rollers. A lot of times we joke around about we touch something and then it sells. Well, this was really odd that I touched the other rollers that were identical to these and these sold. So I just thought that was kind of ironic. The next item is a vintage Castle Films 8mm Sport Parade football. What's it called? Just called $3.99 Football Parade 1959. So I listed this, I think Monday. I think I listed it Monday night. I had 3 different 8mm movies that I listed. And I received a message from, well, just from someone on eBay who very politely, and I really appreciate when people can have some tact and be respectful when they're telling you you did something wrong. So he sent me a really nice message saying that the pictures I had were fine, except I didn't realize this at the time, but the actual name of whatever 8mm film this is on the side of the box. And I didn't know that. I took pictures of the front of the box, the back, and of the reel that was on the inside, thinking that, well, Sport Parade was whatever was on the film reel. Well, that's completely wrong. So he did let me know very nicely that I would have a much better chance of selling it if people knew what they were actually buying and what the name of the film was. So I messaged him back and told him, hey, yeah, I really appreciate it. And I took a picture of what the name of this is and updated the listing. And don't you know, he went and he actually bought it. So it's always nice whenever people are, like I said, respectful in their messages. I had a message, I think week before last, for some kind of, I don't know, Nerf gun ammo or something like that. And I looked at comps on both eBay and Amazon before I listed it. I do sometimes use Amazon comps just as a guide in how to list something depending on whether or not it's listed on eBay. Because sometimes I go to list things and there's no comps on eBay. So I listed these ammo balls or whatever they were, and I had a real snotty message from someone. I can buy those on Amazon with free shipping for cheaper. And this person who sent the message was right if they only bought 1 pack of 100. The listing that I had was for 2 packs of 100 plus this carrying case that came with it. And they were not going to get 200 of these ammo balls plus the case on eBay or Amazon for the price that I had it for. So the point is, they didn't need to be snotty, but they were. But because of their tone and their message, I didn't bother to reply and try to correct them. I just let it go. So this ended up selling for $705 plus shipping. And I'm not 100% sure where I picked it up from, because it had a sticker on it of, I think it was $1. I had 3 of these and they all had the same price on them. It didn't look like a state sale sticker, so maybe I got them from a garage sale. But wherever I got them from, I've been having them for quite a while. Over the course of the last week, I've emptied out 8 of these boxes of death pile inventory. Now, I know someone's going to say, hey man, you're not supposed to be using those boxes like that. Those are for shipping. And I agree that they are for shipping. But just like right over here on my box shelf, I have a lot of those boxes laying flat that are not being used yet. These boxes were simply holding some of my death pile until I need the boxes. So if I have the boxes sitting here, and I do still occasionally use the priority mail boxes, especially the number 7s, then why not have them hold a little bit of my death pile until I'm ready to use them? So I've got 8 of these boxes that I'm going to break down and put back over there, and they're still going to be used. So anybody who says, hey man, they're going to stop giving away free boxes because of people like you, I'm not quite buying it, because at least the boxes are doing some good until I use them to ship in. Next, I sold a Shock Doctor Gel Max mouth guard. This sold for $4.24 plus shipping, and it came from the bin store for 50 cents. I actually have quite a few of those in my inventory that I bought. I've sold a few of them, but they're not really fast movers. I sold a book, Ethics for Behavior Analysts, and this sold for $11.90 plus shipping. It came from the bin store, probably for $1. I could have paid $2 for it. I know I had several of these books, and this one's actually going a little bit cheaper at $11.90. I'm running a 20% off sale right now in my store because my sales have been really horrible over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm not getting as much per item as I wanted, but I'm still moving inventory and I'm still making some profit. I sold a hat, crazy about a Ford truck, and this came from an estate sale. They actually had a ton of hats out underneath the carport, and they were doing $5 fill-a-bag, so I filled up a bag with a lot of hats. I probably had 15 hats in there. A few of them were in such bad shape I couldn't sell them, but I probably ended up with about a dozen of them that I could resell. And that's, I think, the 3rd or 4th one that I've sold out of that lot. So I probably only got 30 or 40 cents in each hat. It sold for $10 plus shipping, and I sent that buyer the $10 offer. This is another item that I'm so glad to see go. An HV Ops metal assembled gyro, I don't know. It's basically an off-brand Beyblade. And I bought this brand new at the bin store. It's never been opened. I think they call these tops or something like that. And it was only, I think it was only $1, but I've been having this for over 2 years at this point. And I've slowly reduced the price down. Well, I've been reducing the price, plus with the 20% off sale I've got going, it only sold for $5.09. But at this point, I would almost be willing to pay somebody to take this thing, because when something has been sitting this long, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but sometimes I get aggravated with it. I'm like, I just want this thing out of here. So someone did finally buy that, really not making much money on it, but I am glad to see it finally sell. The last item is a set of cast iron bird heavy duty door stoppers. All right, so I bought these at the bin store. I paid $4 for the set. Now these only sold for $10.99 plus shipping, but I originally did not plan on selling these. My bedroom door, it's one of those doors that constantly tries to shut. So that was the reason that I bought them. So when I got home and I tried to use one to keep my door from shutting, I just didn't like it. And so I'm like, well, let me go ahead and list them. So there's a little bit better picture of what they look like. It's not that they look bad, I just didn't like the way it looked holding my door open. So most of what I sold today are items that are really low priced. So the best sale I had today was a $20 set of hair rollers. Today is Thursday. I've got 4 orders going out for a total of $92.91. The first item going out is a cookbook, Vintage Amite Baptist Church Cookbook from Denham Springs, Louisiana. And it sold for $10.99 plus shipping. And I would have picked this up from an estate sale for anywhere between $1 and $2.50. Next is a math practice workbook, grades 6 through 8, with 1,000 plus questions. This sold for $7. It was an offer I sent out, and I think I only paid $1 for this at the bin store. I sold 2 packs of Fresh and Clean Drain Odor Sticks, Ocean Scent, and these sold combined for $3.38 plus shipping. These came from Dollar Tree. I've managed to sell a few packs of these over the years, but I've really reduced the price down to almost nothing. So by the time fees and everything are taken out of this, I'm not making much money on them. But the crazy thing is, a lot of older stuff has been selling lately, particularly this week. I don't know what's going on, other than the fact that I'm mostly selling lower dollar items. A lot of older stuff that's been sitting for a long time has been going out. And the last item is the Ninja Foodie 2-in-1 flip toaster, and this was an item that I bought for myself. I know I've mentioned quite a few times that I like cooking and kitchen gadgets and things like that. Well, I bought this about probably 2 years ago, and it sat in the box unopened, and so I'm clearing out a lot of the clutter that I have. So I listed it, and I think I listed it at $79.95, but with my 20% off sale right now, that's why it ended up being $70.84, which I'm good with, because if I've had it for 2 years and haven't used it, chances are I'm probably not going to use it. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it. I want to say I paid around $70 for it. I don't think I paid much more than that. I just got done packing up all those orders, and I've been checking my claim status every day for the claim that I put in with USPS for damaging the waffle maker I sent out. And it's now been, well, about 2.5 weeks, maybe just over 2.5 weeks. And finally they updated the claim status that they're going to pay for the damage, $14. I'm not sure if it's normal for them to take 2.5 weeks to approve or deny a claim. I kind of feel like they should reimburse the shipping amount. Although they did provide a service, it was, I don't know, for lack of a better term, a defective service. They didn't really fulfill their obligation, in the sense that, yeah, it did get from point A to point B, but they damaged it in the process. So I'm still going to be on the hook for the shipping, because I reimbursed the customer the full amount. So it's still penalizing me. In the end, it kind of feels like I've paid them to damage the item and I can't recoup that money. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.